not work. Alright, so with the heads off, we got the breathers, push rods and covers are out and marked, lower rocker box covers are out, air cleaners out, intake manifolds have already been out, and the heads are gone. So now we got to do the lifter covers, lifter retainers, and the lifters themselves. Now, I've heard, I may have mentioned this already, that the lifter retainer bolt is kind of a finicky bitch. I have to really take my time on those and make sure it's done right. Damn. I feel like I've taken this entire engine apart with my 1/4 inch. Can't even see what I'm doing. Alright, so this is the only part of the engine I was warned about as far as disassembly goes, as far as something can go wrong very, very quickly. So these are the anti-rotation cuffs that go on the lifters. I just took both of them off. The thread locker that's used from the factory is this thick pasty crap. I'm sure it serves its purpose, but it can be hard to get off. So I was told break it loose, keep going until you hit tension. Tighten it back down a little bit, loosen it back up till you feel more tension, and just keep doing that, kind of like tapping a hole or cleaning threads. So that's kind of the way I did it, and then you can feel it as soon as you break through and you got no more thread locker in there, you can feel it loosen up and it comes out pretty easy. Definitely took my time with that, no issues. These are chintzy plastic pieces of shit, and these are getting replaced with the S&S, and they're even marked right and left. These are solid billet aluminum, and it comes with new bolt, new anti-rotation gasket, and hardware from S&S. So this is going to be a huge upgrade, because I guarantee you I could probably break this thing with a pair of pliers right here. Oh yeah, like that was nothing. I didn't even squeeze that hard on that thing, just oops. I'm gonna get these lifters out. Alright, so the cam cover's off. I'm just going to let everything drain. I have the drain plug pulled as well, and it's just about done. Yeah, I'm going to let this drain off real well. But everything in here, other than the sprockets and the chain, is getting replaced. So tensioner, plate, pump, cam, all of it's getting replaced. Should be a very, very nice upgrade compared to stock. Again, especially because these ones are known for having that oil something issue. So hopefully the S&S oil pump, well, it definitely should get rid of all those issues. I want to say even all the hardware is getting replaced. I'm gonna double check that. As you've seen, I have been doing my little cardboard templates on everything, but like these are all getting replaced. It's always good because I didn't know that until just a minute ago. So all this stuff's getting drained out, and next stop, pulling the cam and the oil pump out. It's been an eventful couple days here in the shop. So I got the whole cam chest apart, everything pulled out, got the old bearing pulled out, and I tried to put the new bearing in the same way that I've always put bearings in, and it did not work. Luckily, I know some people that rob some people, and I got the actual Jim's tool, just borrowing it from a buddy, to get this broken one out and the new one put in with no issues. Knock on wood. Where's the wood? Also, mail came today, and I got my new tank decals. I know I was kind of on the fence about this, just because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough time. I do, especially depending how this cam bearing removal and install goes. But these are the new decals. They are from a mid to late 30s knucklehead. Obviously, remanufactured decals, but that's the style. They're going to look really good against this red bike. Big fan of golden red. Looks great. For those of you that have been around since the Dyna days, big fan of gold. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this tool hooked up and get this bearing popped out, get the new one put in, and hopefully continue with the build from there without having to split the cases. We'll see. So I don't know what the issue was with this bearing specifically. Basically what happened was the same way I always do my bearings. It's not this method, which now that I've never used one of these Jim's tools before, but now that I have, this will probably be the only way I do it. I don't do cam chests enough to justify paying the money for this thing. Again, I have friends, and hopefully he lets me use this thing in the future if I need it. But basically what happened was when I put the bearing in, part of the needles and a bunch of the needles in the needle bearing came out, fortunately, on this side of the cam chest. When I pulled the old bearing out is when they decided to come flying out. Only missing 3 or 4 of them, and I have all of them. They're all right here. So I'm not worried about anything getting into the cam chest, but this bearing is trash, unfortunately. This is the brand new one. Luckily, a new one at Harley's only about 15 bucks. So that'll be next, is installing the new one, which should be very easy with this Jim's tool.